Welcome to the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Bogany. I'm here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15 talking real estate, telling you what the latest news is in the real estate industry. You can also catch us on Saturday morning on Iconic TV at 9 a.m. and Sunday evening at 8 p.m. And we're now on Roku, I think I've gotten it now, and Iconic is on Roku, and you can subscribe there to it at 15.10. We've got an open line tonight. We were supposedly going to have a guest here tonight to talk about some jobs that are available out there, and I guess something came up with my guest, but we're going to roll on with the show because I always plan as though the guest doesn't show up, so we've got a lot of things to talk about today. The numbers you can call in are 281-837-2222, 281-837-2222. Give us a call. All our lines are open. Jermaine Freeman is producing the show back at KWWJ 1360, and Crystal Holmes and her interns are all producing the show here at the TV studio. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. If you are stuck in traffic, and you were hoping to hear a little praise, well, you will hear some praise if you're thinking about home ownership and if you want to grow wealth. The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. I try to make this show informational. I try to give you information from my point of view. The views, the comments are my comments. They're not the radio station or Iconic's comments. These are my comments, and a lot of them are based on my 30-something plus years of doing real estate in the city of Houston and the greater area. Tonight I wanted to talk about a subject that if you watch Channel 13, you may have seen this subject there. It talked about the governor pulling back the Harvey funds for Harris County and Houston because the money is not being given out enough. In Houston, they said only 15 families had gotten money. In Harris County, it was even less. I wanted to kind of give you my take on this, and I personally believe this is some sort of smelling of politics that are involved here, but I wanted to give you a take on someone who had been involved in the past with disaster relief funds, and from a standpoint that I used to sit on the board of Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. Sat there 6-7 years, and I was there when Rita, Katrina were coming through. And I can tell you, when you get those funds from the federal government, there's all sorts of strings tied to it. And unless you follow those steps, the government turns around and asks you to pay the money back if you're audited, which they usually do, to make sure the money is being used properly. So they put up a lot of restraints on there. So what Governor Abbott has asked is for the money to go back to the General Land Office. Now, if you think the General Land Office is going to be able to distribute funds quicker, it's not going to happen. When Governor Perry, we would get comments and we'd get questions and we would get complaints from agencies out all over the state of Texas saying, you guys are not giving the money out quick enough. And the Governor Perry would get on the Texas TDAC board, hey, you got to get this money out. But you don't realize is that the government has all these strings tied to this money. If you don't have this, you don't have this, you can't get this money. They have to verify things. All of it is there. And they're going through this to some sense of the situation with the down payment assistance funds, which some of the Harvey funds are being held till they get some other funds in from the federal government, which the department is being audited. And so when I say it smells like politics, is that it kind of like it's trying to make Mayor Turner look bad, but it's really not his fault. And if it was, if you know me, I would tell you if I thought it was, but it's not. And you're hearing all these sound bites of, the money's being pulled back. Well, this General Land Office is the same office that told the city of Houston that if you lost a house in the flood And you could only, I don't care if you had a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, you could only build a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house back. Yes, you heard it here on the Real Estate Corner. And behind the scenes, Mayor Turner was fighting with them about this because you should be able to be made whole. Now, I talked about this a little bit last week on the show, but I just wanted to share with you when you see that video, or if you go to my Facebook page and you see it, it's saying that the governor's pulling. I don't believe that the government can distribute that money any faster than the city of Houston can distribute that money. Currently, right now, with the General Land Office, what they're doing with the down payment assistance is that, and I went through this last week, after you've gotten approved with the city, it goes up there and they have to review everything, and if something's not right the way they want it, it comes back. So I just don't think you can see the sound bites or the video and say, hey, you know, this is a city mismanaging funds. I don't think you can do this in this particular issue. So for my listeners, I just wanted you guys to understand the process. And I wouldn't know the process. I'm just a realtor, but I happen to sit on that board for 6 to 7 years and understand how that. So it looks like when I was on the board, TDAC, Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, handled the funds. They've since moved it over to the General Land Office, and I just don't see how that's going to get any better with them. But I just wanted to give you my thoughts on that. Next thing I wanted to talk about, and before I do that, let me let you know who our sponsors are. Prosperity Bank with their UHOP program is my sponsor. Also American Title at 5802 Val Verde, Charlene Clancy and her group. And I want to thank them. And if you're interested in sponsoring on this program, don't hesitate to give me a call at 713-667-1000. That's 713-667-1000. We are always looking for new advertisers and new sponsors to come on with our program. The good thing about when you're a sponsor of this program, you're not only getting radio and you get on a show that's been on the air for 29 years, but you also are getting TV with Iconic TV. So we're giving you a 2-for-1 shot when you advertise on our show. Now, let's move on to my second topic I wanted to talk about tonight in regards to my real estate note section. Funds. Funds are available for first-time home buyers. Interest rates are at an all-time low right now, and if you're sitting in an apartment and thinking that, hey, I need to save more money to purchase a home, or I don't have enough money to purchase a home, it is amazing to me where we believe that the cars are more important and the Gucci's and the purses and all these things are more important than home ownership. And so I wanted to reach out to you and say is that 67% of people think they don't have the down payment or there's no monies available for them to be able to purchase a home. But you're very lucky here because you're in the city limits of Houston or the greater Houston area, and there are lots of down payment assistance programs. One of the first programs I wanted to talk about is the Fort Bend Funds Program through the Fort Bend Housing Finance Program. This is a program that you don't hear a lot about. It's money that's available through the Fort Bend Housing Finance Board, and I just happen to sit on that board, and I definitely wanted to make sure that we brought this information out. The Fort Bend is giving $5,000 grant if you buy a house in Fort Bend County. It can be Houston Fort Bend, it can be Sugar Land Fort Bend, it can be Rosenberg Fort Bend, Richmond Fort Bend, Needville Fort Bend. You get a $5,000 grant. And I say a grant, it is a loan that we make, and it is not forgivable. It's non-forgivable. And I guess you're saying, well, Shad, why is it non-forgivable where a lot of them are grants? Because we don't have government giving us funds. Our funds are only generated with the Housing Finance Board can generate. So we're looking that if we're going to give down payment assistance that are actually coming out of our bottom line, we need to be able to replenish that at some point to help other people in the process. So you don't pay the money, you don't have any payments on the money. It's called what you call a soft second. It just sits as a lien. So if you refinance your home, you pay it back. If you pay off your home, you pay it back. Other than that, it can sit there for 30 years And once you pay it, it comes back in to help somebody else in that process. Now, what makes this program really special is that you can have 120% of median income. In this program, in most programs of 80% of median income, some of them are 110, but very few are at 120% median income of this program. We've got a bunch of lenders that are on this particular program. I'm not going to give their name out, but if you're interested in this program, you can easily call our financial advisor, and that's Hilltop Security. Talk to Claire. Her number is 512-481-2044. That's 512-481-2044. If you are a lender that's watching this program and you want to be signed up, it doesn't cost you anything to sign up, but it allows you to be able to use this money for first-time home buyers in Fort Bend County. If you are a builder, and a lot of these builders are building and they're giving you $5,000, some of them are, or if you use their lender, which I've never liked that program because that doesn't mean you get good service or you're getting a good deal or the best interest rate. I think when you can go on the open market and get those items and do your research, that $5,000, which may include a title policy in that, or fees that most lenders don't charge, it's better to have an open mind about it. And I did ask the board to take a different approach. We had a board meeting the other day, and I've asked them to drop it down to a 600 credit score, where before it was 620. So that's the Fort Bend Housing Finance Corporation, $5,000 loan. It's a second lien. It's non-forgivable, but it sits there and you never make any payments on it until you pay the house off. You pay it back, or you refinance your home. Next thing I wanted to talk a little bit about is the SETH program, Southeast Texas Housing Agency program. They have a program out there that will give you anywhere between 4 to 8% in down payment assistance. You do not have to be a first-time home buyer in their program, so that's what makes that special. You do not need the first-time home buyer program. You do not need to be a first-time home buyer program to be a user to be able to use this money. It's 4 to 8% down payment assistance. So let me give you an example. If you're buying a $100,000 house, it's $8,000 they give you. If you're buying a $200,000 house, that's $16,000 that they're giving you. So you need to check with your lender that you may be using and saying, hey guys, are you using the SETH program? Do I qualify for this particular program? There are income limits on this program, but it is available to you, and you can use it, and you may be able to stack some other programs with it. Let's look at the Bank of America program. Bank of America has a program. I rarely talk about Bank of America on this show, but I heard the other day they've got a program where they're giving $7,500 if you use them to purchase a property. Keep in mind, the Fort Bend program doesn't matter who you use. You still get that $5,000. But if you decide to go through Bank of America, they have a $7,500 program. City of Houston has a $30,000 program that if you buy in the city limits of Houston, you could be in Fort Bend, you can be at Harris County. As long as it's in the city limits of Houston, you will get a $30,000 grant. Now, you have to be 80% of median income, which basically means you can't make over $40,000 being a single person. It may bump up to about 50 if you're two people, but the program does exist. Harris County has a program that if you buy a house in the Harris County, where most of the affordable housing is in Harris County, it's out in the county, not in the city, you can get up to about $15,000 with them. And they have the Mortgage Credit Certificate program, the MCC program, that's available to you also, which gives you a 20% credit on your interest back. It's almost like a child credit for using daycare. So it's a great program, and Harris County has that program. They also have the MCC program. Let me see, I think I'm missing one other program here. Texas Department of Housing, Community Affairs, TDHCA. As I said earlier, I sat on that board. They have down payment assistance available also. I'm looking for my little sheet with regards to that. I don't see that here. But hopefully, if you're watching at home on TV, you're able to see it. But I don't see it here in my information. But let me tell you about that program. They're offering a 3.5% interest rate on that program. If you need down payment assistance, there's a 4% program that's available for you on that program at 4.5% interest rate. But if you have your money and you're looking for a low rate, they've got a 3.5% program. And I'm going to piggyback and say that you could take the down payment assistance program from Fort Bend County, combine it with a 3.5% loan, and be able to really get a good deal out there to be able to purchase a home. And I will tell you, most builders out there are not offering you 3.5% interest rate. The numbers here again, 281-837-2222. That's 281-837-2222. Please give us a call. All our lines are open. If you want to know more about these particular programs, please give us a call. These are some of the down payment assistance, and there are other banks out there that have programs, but I still believe that the Prosperity Bank UHOP program is the best program out there. And I'm going to relate back that the Fort Bend, you can take the $5,000 grant and add it to the UHOP program to cover some of your closing costs. Even though it's 100% loan with no MI, you still are able to get into that house by using that program if you're buying out in Fort Bend. And the UHOP program also works with the $30,000 grant, also worked with the county program. So it's a program that allows you to use different down payment assistance programs there. The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Boggan, and you're listening to me on KWWJ 1360, and you watch me Saturday morning in your home on Iconic TV 15.10. Be right back with the Real Estate Corner. Back to the Real Estate Corner. We've got a caller on line 1. Let's go ahead and get that caller on the air. Hello, caller. How are you?
I'm not really in position to get that all right now, but just in case it occur. If I wanted to, I'm a veteran. Never used to be a veteran mortgage route. I never did it, so I'm not really want to ever do it. But I need to know, I have an idea about the fast food. I want to, in the future, make a move in that direction. I don't know if I got one mortgage out. I'm not even trying to have. You can take 2 mortgages, but you got to have a certain amount of income, I imagine. So right now I'm retired, but I'm probably going to have to get another job on a couple of expenses. But,
well,
you have an idea about how they work, and if I decide to in the future to go that route, or will I be qualified for some other future home buying experience if I decide to do that?
Okay, good question. The first thing is that the VA loan is the best loan that you can possibly have. There's no down payment, there's no MI, mortgage insurance. So the VA loan for a veteran, and thank you for your service, that's the best loan that you can have. As far as qualifying for a new loan, what you would do is that you would get your DD-214, you would meet with the lender, and then they would look at your program and look at your income and see what you could qualify for. If you currently own a home right now, we could determine and tell you what your equity is in that home, so you could use that money down to move up to the next home, or you could turn that into a rental property and start receiving income, which would help pay for the new home, and in that process let somebody else pay for the new home. So in regards to the UHOP program with the down with no MI, 100% financing. You do not have to be a first-time home buyer. The SETH program, the Southeast Texas Housing Agency program, you do not have to be a first-time home buyer to use that particular program. So those are a couple of programs that are available to you. But I think the first step that you would do is that you'd go out and try to get yourself pre-approved. If you call me off the air, I can recommend a couple of lenders to you that do VA loans. I don't know if Prosperity Bank, but I can check with them if Jose Oxy is listening to the show. He may call in and let us know, but give me a call off the air, and then I can do two things for you. I can put you with a lender that does VA loans. Secondly, what I can do for you is turn around and give you what your equity is in your current home, which helps you make a decision on which direction you want to go. And it doesn't cost you anything for me to come out and do that or my time in regards to that.
Okay, could you give me that number to the Fort Bend, the one out there, the $5,000?
Fort Bend number, let me give you, that's Claire Merritt. Claire's number is 512-481-2044, and she can give you a list of those lenders. I've seen the list, and I know all those lenders on that list do VA loans. Now, once you get the list, if you call me off the air, I'll tell you the one I recommend that you use if you're going to use a lender off that list.
Okay, I really appreciate the information. I like the program. I always listen for a long time, and y'all do a good job. I just want to pass on to you, and that my hats off to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Numbers again, 281-837-2222. That's 281-837-2222. All our lines are open. Please give us a call. We're on the air with the Real Estate Corner. We're here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15 trying to help you buy or sell. We are here to be a resource for you, but if you want it done right, and you want somebody that you can trust in the process, because buying a house, a lot of it has to deal with trust. And people assume sometimes, guys, that just because you passed the real estate exam and you can take tests real good, you know what you're doing. And I can tell you that's not necessarily true. You could be doing this business for the last 10 years, and I can also tell you that's not necessarily true. It's all about transactions. The more transactions you do, the more experience you have, the more way you're able to handle situations, because it's rare do you have a smooth transaction. So let me give you, if you're thinking about buying a house and you're thinking about getting your home refinanced, because refinance interest rates are low, you want to save some money there, let me talk about 5 home buying acronyms you need to know. The first one, you'll see these acronyms. In real estate, we talk about acronyms all the time. The first one is APR. That's the annual percentage rate. So when you get ready to close on your house, you're going to see your APR. And let's say your rate is 4%. And you'll see an APR rate or 5 or 6%. And you says, well, no, hold on. I'm supposed to get a 4% interest rate. Where you are getting a 4% interest rate, and where you would notice that would be on your note. But what the APR is that when they add all the fees they charge you, that's the yield on the rate of of your loan that they got the first year. Remember, annual percentage rate. The first year of your loan, if you add all the fees, they're actually making a little bit more on you, and that's what so the disclosure is, this is what we're making on you on the first year of your loan, but your rate is fixed the whole entire time. Next thing you'll see, FRM. That has to deal with fixed rate mortgages, interest rate that does not change during the entire time of your loan. So I'm going to expand this a little bit. When you have a fixed rate mortgage, the only thing that goes up and down is your taxes and insurance, and you have control over all of that. You just have to monitor it and be willing to go. The other thing you hear is debt to income. That's the percentage of your monthly income that goes toward your monthly debt payments. So you add up your mortgage payment, and then you add up your debt, and that's your debt to income ratio. Now, you've heard me talk about this, and I sometimes assume that everybody understands what private mortgage insurance. Remember, I was telling you that Prosperity Bank doesn't have any private mortgage insurance. Private mortgage insurance, we see the acronym of PMI. So let me tell you what that is, and sometimes you'll see MI, which means mortgage insurance. It's insurance that protects the lenders from losses if the homeowner is unable to make their mortgage payments. It's required on all loans unless you put 20% down. It is required on FHA loan, don't matter how much you put down, but it goes away in 12 years. If you do 20% down on a conventional loan, it is waived. And there's another way to buy it out on a conventional loan that a lot of people don't talk about, but it's a way to buy it out and not have it on a conventional product at a lesser down payment. You just got to make sure that your lender. If you have a veteran and you're doing a VA loan, there's zero PMI on a veteran's loan. And that is the cool thing about it. That's why I keep telling you guys, if you're a veteran, you should be using your VA loan. It's there for you. You earned it, protecting this country, and there's no way you should not be using that loan process if you've got it. The last one I'm going to talk about is P&I, principal and interest. So that's the principal and that's the interest on your loan. That is the portion that's part of your monthly payment. So when you're buying a house, guys, you've got 4 payments in there. You've got P&I, which is principal and interest. Then you've got taxes. Then you have insurance. And possibly you would have PMI. So you have those 4 things that are involved in your loan. That's principal and interest. That's taxes. That's insurance. And if you didn't put 20% down, you've got PMI. The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. That's 281-837-2222. We've got a caller online. Let's go ahead and take this caller. Hi, caller. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You have a question for me?
Yes, sir, I do. I owned a home previously, got foreclosed on from being in oil and gas about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Now I'm looking to own a home again. I've listened to you talk about Prosperity Bank. I'm in around the $70,000 range a year. My debt to income is very, very, very low.
Okay.
And when time I'm ready, I should have around $10,000.
Okay.
And will I be able to get some kind of help program and things of this nature and still be able to use Prosperity Bank as well?
You would. You would be able to use Prosperity Bank. You would qualify as a first-time home buyer. Now, some of the programs like Seth, you're under the income limit. With Prosperity Bank, you can't make more than $75,000 with them. So, but a lot of the other programs like the City of Houston program, you're over the limit. The county program, you're over the limit. But with Seth, Prosperity Bank, Fort Bend Housing Finance, $5,000, you're all in limits of, you're okay within that limit. And the key is I tell people, if there's money out there, use the money. It's there for you. Why use all your money? Because once you move in, you got to get blinds. You got to buy lawn equipment, furniture. You've got to have that savings. When something breaks, you can go get it fixed and take care of it. So use the down payment assistance money that's available out there to you if you decide that you want to purchase a home.
Okay, now when I'm ready, can I give you guys a call and find out where all these I guess different places that are actually giving you some funds or help to be able to combine all this together?
Yes, you could. Yes, you could. And I hope that you'll use us being your realtor in the process when you decide to go, because any realtor worth their salt should be able to tell you all about these programs, but I can tell you most of them can't. So I'm going to suggest that if you get ready, look up the Shad Bargaining Team, at least interview us and see if it's a fit for you and on these particular programs. But we know the programs. We know which lenders are making loans, which ones are easy to work with, which ones are not, which ones give you a lot of fluff, but when you get ready to do the loan, it's hell. So
I do understand that, because when I first got my first home, I did get some assistance from the City of Houston,
Mm-hmm.
but I had to pay it back at $62.50 a month. You know, if you were in the house more than 5 years, then that fell off, that type of thing like that.
Right.
But again, I'm ready to go. Getting closer, trying to work with my credit and things of that nature. But I just only have minimal rent and a car note insurance. It's basically where my debt to income is. Right?
Well, and you would be qualified as a first-time home buyer because you hadn't had a home in 5 years. And even though you had the foreclosure back in the day, I've sold many houses. Just closed on one last week. Lady had a foreclosure, and we just put her in her house. She waited about 3 years and got back into the market because rent was getting outrageous, and she got back into the market, and we just closed on her home. So it is life after a foreclosure.
Yes, sir. So when I'm ready, sir, I will reach out to your team, and I appreciate your time. And thanks a lot for giving us all this value of information for our community. I really appreciate it, sir.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you listening to the show. The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. We're going to take a quick break. Guys, if you're looking for a title company, you're thinking about getting your house refinanced, and you're looking for a title company, you need to call Charlene Clancy over at American Title at 5802 Val Verde. Her number is 713-784-0006. Guys, I will tell you, the people that I use give good service. I don't go to anyone if they don't give good service. And we all make mistakes. It's how you clean that mistake up when you make it. And so I will tell you, Charlene Clancy does a great job. Her service is good. Same as at Prosperity Bank over there. They gives you good service. And they can't do everybody's loan, but it's good enough for you at least to try. Remember I told you, it's no MI. And normally you got to put 20% down to get no MI. They have 100% down with no MI. The other thing I want to share with you about Charlene is that if you're refinancing your house, tell your mortgage company, this is the title company I want to use. If you're buying a house from a relative, or you need to transfer deeds, or you need asship affidavits, give her a call. And by the way, never buy a house without getting a title policy. And I know I'm on a Christian station at KWWJ 1360, but even if God is selling you a house, you get a title policy. You want to make sure that he has the right to give you that house. If he's blessing you with it, you still want to get a title policy which guarantees that it's free and clear and it had no liens on it before he got it. So just sharing that with you. We're going to take a quick break with the Real Estate Corner. You're watching also on Iconic TV. Thank you for allowing us to come in on Saturday morning. The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. 281-837-2222. When we come back, I'm going to talk about some of the top remodeling renovations that actually pay off when you get ready to sell that house. Be right back with the Real Estate Corner. Back to the Real Estate Corner. I'm your host, Shad Bogany. You're listening here on KWWJ 1360, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, pick up all our shows. If you missed a show, you can go to YouTube. We've got so many different types of subjects there for you available. We've got a couple of callers online. Let's go ahead and get to these calls before we go to our next topic. Hello. Hi, you're on the air.
Yes, my name is Mary.
Hi, Mary.
I was calling, and I would like to be a first-time buyer, but I can't afford it. I own housing. I stay in an apartment.
Okay. So how do you become a first-time home buyer if you're buying? Do you have income, Mary?
Yeah, just be comfortable.
Okay. What I would suggest you do, the first thing you need to do is sit down with a realtor like myself, come in and visit with us. Let's talk about your situation. We believe in consultations, and it doesn't cost you anything to do that. And then we pick the right lender for you based on where you want to be. Every lender does not do all these different programs. So I've got to hear your situation and then determine what's the best route for you to go. So give me a call. Let's get an appointment with me. Come into my office, and then we'll sit down and talk about your process. And it doesn't cost you anything to come talk with me. So give me a call. You can reach me at 713-667-1000 and just speak to me, or send me an email. And I have the simplest email that you can have is my name, shad@bogany.com.
Shad.
SHAD at bogany.com.
You talking a little fast every time.
Okay, it's 7. Turn your radio down a little bit because we're getting some feedback. It's 713-667-1000.
Okay.
And get an appointment with us. Let's come in and talk, and let's see if we can help you and put you on the right track of being able to purchase a home. It's a good time to do it. It's better than renting.
Tell you this. My husband, he was in service, but he passed away in 08. And I couldn't get nothing from that because he was what is that?
Well, typically, and I may be wrong here, so if somebody corrects me, normally your survivor's rights don't follow over with you on the VA, getting a VA loan in that process. So give me a call, Mary, please do. Let's set up an appointment.
Number 713.
667-1000.
Okay. I sure will.
All right. Thank you for listening. Appreciate you listening to the show. Thank you. Tell somebody about us.
I will. I'm going to tell my sister because she needed to. She's in a mother's home, and we need renovation or some on that house because it's going down,
Right. So have her give me a call, and I'll point her in the right direction, too.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you. We've got a caller on line 2. Let's take this caller. Hello, you're on the air.
Yes, we lost that caller, Dad.
Oh, we did lose the caller. Okay. Numbers again, 281-837-2222. Give us a call. You're listening to the Real Estate Corner. If you're sitting in traffic right now, I've got 4 new homes over in Independent Heights where Whole Food 365 is. You're 5 minutes from downtown. If you're sitting in traffic going out 45 and you're sitting there and it's taking you forever to get where you're going, you could be at home if you would purchase one of those homes that we have over in Independent Heights. And so give us a call here. The numbers again is 713-667-1000. Give us a call. And by the way, my feature home of the week, we had a price reduction on it. This is a house at 3206 Winburn in 3rd Ward that has new windows in it, central air and heat. It's a 2-1 or a 3-1 because they enclosed the garage. It's got hardwood floors. It's actually in pretty good condition. It just needs updating or you could be okay. But we've just lowered the price to $149,000. So where could you live near downtown for $149,000? Nowhere. That you could live anywhere close to that for $149,000, and it's available. Seller called me the other day and said, Shad, let's just get it moved. And it is available with central air and heat, and it's available right now. So if you want more information on that, give us a call at 713-667-1000. And see, a lot of you guys call me. I want to be near downtown. Hey, you can walk to the rail from this house. Oh, I want to be close. Well, you can dream about it. And if you've got a vision and you don't act, it's just an illusion. So I'm going to share with you, it's available to you, and it can happen for you. All you got to do is want it. That's all you got to do, want it. Let's go right into our top remodeling and renovations that actually pay off. This is my subject right now. The pros of remodeling. Your home may be in great shape, but you got orange shag carpet in the rec room. You thinking about putting a pool. Outdated, bold Colors, accent colors, they're bold. In slow market, it can be even challenging removing the elements, replacing them with something more neutral to get a faster sale or a higher price. Cons of remodeling. Unfortunately, there are few remodeling projects that you will recoup your entire investment. If your goal is to raise your asking price, remodeling is not the way to do it. You could up spending more than the money than it raises the value. Plus, remodeling is a huge inconvenience. Your home could be torn apart for weeks depending on who you pick. The other thing, if you are going to do it yourself route, be prepared to spend more weekends on the project than you think. Remodelers are more expensive and take longer than you think they will. And so to keep in mind, renovation is required when something's in disrepair, like replacing rusty pipes, leaky toilets. When you remodel, things may be still in great shape, but you're just looking at something different. The toilet is working just fine, but you want one of those low flush toilets. That's when you get into the remodeling side. Pros of renovation. Many buyers don't want to deal with repairs by renovating their home. Beforehand, you have a large pool of buyers to work with. They can facilitate a faster sale. A newly renovated home can fetch you a higher price. Necessary repairs can substantially lower the price buyers were willing to pay for your home. Plus, homes that sit on the market for a longer time tend to sell for less. The cons of renovation. There is more return on your investment. I always tell sellers that if you fix your house up, you will get more money for it. So why would you give that equity to somebody else? And I've got a show that I'm going to do because we've come up with a new project that will give you the money to help you remodel your house and you pay it off when you close. The cons of renovation, there's a better return on your investment for renovations. Depending on which necessarily it could get expensive for you. Remember that selling your home can be expensive. If you don't have the cash or on hand for renovations, you might want to borrow the money, get a small loan to do those repairs, then pay them off when you sell the house. One thing that people never think about when they remodel is going in and, we've got to do a station ID break. Jermaine, I'm sorry I'm late. We're going to take a station ID break and we'll be right back. And we're going to get into some things that will help you get your home sold that gives you a big return. Welcome back to the Real Estate Corner. I'm your host, Shad Boggin. And we were just talking about the most valuable remodels and renovations. We've got a caller online. Before we go to that, we're going to come back to this caller. Hi, caller. How are you? Hello, caller. I can barely hear you.
I needed to ask you a question. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you very clear now.
Okay. I need to ask you a question. When we bought our home 5 years ago, we used this mortgage credit certificate program.
MCC. Mm-hmm.
And I want to know, now I'm thinking about moving to something larger because it's small now. Do we have to have a certain credit score? And can we move with this program, this money that we have?
With the MCC program, which is a great program, it doesn't carry on to the second house, to my knowledge. I think I've asked Steve Harris that over at Harris County Housing several times about it. It does not move over, so you would give that up when you move to your next house. Now, the other side of it is that if you've been there 5 years, your home has gone up in value, you've got some equity there, some worth that you've put together, wealth building that you did, and you can move that over to the other house.
Okay, that's one question. I need to know that. And the other thing, if I could do that, do we have to have a certain credit score?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the credit score tonight, but you can get as low as 580 to get a loan, and that's an FHA. The Prosperity Bank program is $600. So if you're thinking about purchasing, call me off the air and let me put you with a lender to take a look and tell you where you need to go. And you're not obligated to use that lender. You're not obligated to purchase a home, but at least you have some idea, and it's not something out there in the future. At least you know that if I want to buy something, I can, and this is where we need to go to be able to get it done.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
I appreciate you listening to the show. Numbers again, 713. I'm sorry, let me give you my office number, 713-667-1000, because we are in the business of selling homes, listing and working with buyers. If you're looking for a new home, you should not make that decision looking at a new home without me. You should need somebody to guide you through the process. Now, if you've done it several times, you still need me to make sure that it's being done properly, because the sales counselor is there for the builder. Who's there for you? Who's there to answer your questions or be able to say, no, don't do that? That's a bad lot. That's why you need us at the Shad Bargaining Team. So let's get right into, because I wanted to talk about credit scoring before we hung up tonight. Curb appeal. Within 30 seconds of seeing your property, curb appeal is a great thing to do to make you've got to say, honey, stop the car. I really like that house. So I would work on exterior repairs. That brings value back to you. One of the things that I suggest to sellers all the time, if you're thinking about selling your house, get it pre-inspected. Pay the money to get it pre-inspected, fix it up, get it fixed up, and then you show the buyer, here's my inspection report. These are the repairs I did. And by the way, I'm giving you a home warranty. I guarantee you'll get more money for your house, and it will sell quicker if you do that. Painting projects, interior, exterior. If you smoked in the house and you're a smoker, guys, it's yellow. You may not see it, but a new buyer coming into your house will see it. So paint your house and do neutral colors. So if you like purple walls, that's okay. I mean, it's a taste thing, but paint them neutral when you get ready to get your house sold. Kitchens. Kitchens are important rooms, and so look at your kitchen. If you've got old appliances, replace them. If you got a vent hood, put a microwave over the vent hood. And take the vent hood out, put a microwave over it, update your stove, update your dishwasher, put your new garbage disposal. It will bring your money back to you. If you got laminated countertops, make them granite. If you don't want to pay the money for granite, get them refinished or repainted. They will look like granite if you do it right. Those are some of the things that you need to do. What sells houses are kitchens and bathrooms. Where people spend most of their time are kitchens and bathrooms. The kitchen opens up to the living area. That's where everybody congregates. Think about it on holidays. Where's everybody standing around at? In the kitchen. I don't care how small it is, they're in the kitchen. Let's take a look at bathrooms. I've said this over and over. If you've been listening to me for many years, you'll know that the first thing a female does when she comes in is pull the curtains back in the bathroom just to see if you are taking care of that mold around the tub or the shower. And this is the thing. These showers, you got to keep them clean. And so if your shower is white and it looks black, you might, before you put it on the market, you might want to work on bleaching that shower, because what you're doing is presenting an idea, because most buyers may be going to look at new and be looking at your house in that way. Light fixtures. If you got an old light fixture, been in your house since the 80s or 90s, and especially in those bathrooms, you got that little silver one that runs across the top with the little bulbs all in it. I'm trying to paint this picture for you in the radio, and for those who are watching me on Saturday morning, you know this picture. You got these bulbs in it. Take it down, put you some that are a little more updated. Give your bathroom a fresh look. If you got those gold ceiling fans, take them down, give you some brushed nickel, give you something modern if you like modern on that end. Make your house market ready, guys. Make your house. And I'm going to be bringing a guest onto the show that will allow you to have the money and you just pay it when you sell your house. Numbers again, 281-837-2222. You're listening to The Real Estate Corner. I'm your host, Shad Bargaining. So let's go to my next topic, and that is The Houston Black Real Estate Association has had their 2,000,005 Community Wealth Building Day. This is Saturday, November 9th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be at the Power Center here, and it's going to be 12401 South Post Oak Road, Houston, Texas. That's at the Power Center right at Main and South Post Oak. That event is going to be there. If you're interested in coming, they're going to be giving out 2 $500 giveaways. Vendor booths are available. So if you are a vendor and you work with buyers and sellers, you might want to get a booth at this event. They're going to have workshop sessions there. It's going to be wealth building through real estate, how to leave a legacy, investor forum, veterans buyers workshop, credit counseling. There are going to be a lot of other giveaways that are going to be there, wills and trusts. If you've been listening to me, you know I'm a will and trust guy. How do you have your largest investment and don't convey it properly? See it all the time. FHA 203K workshop, which is a rehab workshop, mortgage counseling, mortgage foreclosure prevention, all of this is going to be here. And it is going to be the Houston Black Real Estate Association. This is on November the 9th. And so I hope you get an opportunity to do this. We've got a caller holding on. Let's go ahead and take this caller. Hi, you're on the air.
Yes, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Good. Listen, I bought a house in 2012, and I used bond money. I think it was like $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
And does that money ever go away? You know, I went to refinance my house. I was just checking in on it, and they said that I had this money that I had to repay that I had gotten. And the only thing I got was the bond money. I can't think of anything else I had advertised that.
Well, typically,
Does that ever go away?
if you bought the bond money from Texas, if you got the bond money from Texas Department of Housing Community Affairs, their bond money you pay back when you refinance the house or you sell the house. And I used to be against that, but what I realized is that the funds come back in, Sharon, and then they go to the next home buyer because these funds are not always allocated or available there. So normally you're going to pay that off, but I will tell you the refinancing side of it, well, you'll get your money back because you've lowered your interest rate. Don't let that stop you from refinancing your house.
Okay. Because the market, like, I've only paid like $150 for my home, and now it's worth like $225.
Right.
So I didn't want to refinance and have to start all over at $225.
No, you whatever your balance is on your house. So let's just say you owe $145 on your house now. That's what you're going to be refinancing. So what I would suggest that you do, if you can do it with the lower interest rate, instead of going 30 year, why don't you go 15?
Okay, because right now I'm at $375.
So is that the loan that you got right now?
Yeah.
You're not going to get any loan better than that.
I know, that's all.
So you need to stay where you're at.
Yeah. I thought about that. And then, and it's really coming down maybe like 125 now.
Okay. So you got about $100,000 worth of equity in your home, which allows you to do a whole lot of things in life and be able to build some wealth. And so your net worth is at least $100,000.
So what about this? One more thing, and I'll let you go to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
What about, because I'm 65?
Yes, ma'am.
Refinance it? I mean, not refinance it, but reverse mortgage, would that work good?
You could if you needed it. And if you wanted to remodel your house, you could get the money because you don't have to pay it back until since that you're not here anymore. But you've got the at 65. Have you filed your over 65 exemption?
I'm doing it this year.
Okay, you need to get on that over 65 exemption because that's going to cut your taxes down a little bit. But I have no problems with reverse mortgages. Now, I wouldn't do one to go buy a car, but I would do one if I needed the renovations of my home or I needed, because you don't have to pay it back. And it just sits there and gathers interest. It's the reverse of a regular mortgage. So I would tell you, if you want to read up on reverse mortgages, go to AARP, go to their website. They got a lot of good information on reverse mortgages.
Okay. So when you said I got like this maybe $100,000 just sitting up there where I can build with, so just leave it there?
Well, you would leave it there unless you needed it for something else. You know, maybe a medical issue. You could leave it there. You don't have to take it out because it's doing nothing. Look at it as a forced savings account. So it just goes and ups and ups. But if you need it to remodel or change something out at the house or make your house newer, you want to update it. You've been there since 2012, and now you want to do some updates in it and give your house a fresher look, that's where you would use it at.
Gotcha. Okay, no, but it still looks nice.
Okay.
Just change the furniture around, but other than that, it still looks nice. Okay, so just leave it alone. I'm at a good rate, and I'm comfortable, and I'm paying it off.
Right. You shouldn't do anything. You need to sit tight.
I will. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you listening to the show, Sharon. Numbers again, guys, we're out of time, and I didn't get to FICOR, so we're going to pick this up next week. I'll be here next week to do this show as the Lord's willing. I'll be here to talk to you, and I'm going to keep my FICOR. I'm going to talk about home building. We're going to keep all those set aside. We didn't get a chance to get to it. Don't forget, you can watch us on Iconic TV every Saturday morning on 15.10, and the producer said it is called Roku. You can catch us there on Roku and subscribe to that channel and see Iconic TV. We're there Saturday morning at 9, and then we pick up Sunday evening at 8 p.m. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to build up our audience on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. You miss a show, it's something that you heard, instead of giving them bad information, just say, go to Shad's YouTube channel and watch this show. Let me send you a link to the show. Guys, I'll see you next week. I want to thank the producers, Crystal here in the studio, Jermaine back. And if you're looking to buy or sell, you should not make a decision without calling me, Shad Bogany, the leader of the Shad Bogany team. We're here to help you and guide you through the process. It's not always about the money. For us, if we do a good job for you, the money will flow all day long. Thank you. See you next week on The Real Estate Corner.